Hello Internet, and welcome to Xifeng Plays Balloon Fight. This is a game that has been a favorite for a really long time, longer than almost any other game that I might still play now. The first games I remember playing were Scarab of Ra and Myst. And I doubt I will do either of those on this channel. I don't think they're really suited to it, and I don't even know if I could play Scarab of Ra, because it was so long ago. But this is a game that I started playing in high school when it was on one of the machines at a programming camp that I went to. And I played a ton of it, and I played some Joust. I had a Joust clone on my Macintosh when I was in middle school, maybe? So I've been playing this game off and on for a very long time, and it's a game that, for a while, I was playing very seriously. I was trying to set high scores, and I never got that close to the world record, but, I was grinding out personal bests. I think I made it to 750,000, which is higher by a significant margin than anything else I've gotten in this game. And so, it's been a favorite for a long time, and it's something that I kind of wanted to pick up again, share with you, and try to get better at, because there's enough going on in this game that there's definitely stuff that I can point out that you might not be able to notice, and that maybe even I'm not noticing. I'm kind of seeing stuff happen through the corner of my eyes that I used to know how to deal with, but now it's just I'm getting a little bit of analysis paralysis, because there's so much that my brain recognizes as, oh, you need to deal with that now, all at once, and I'm not gonna... Okay, I did. So those bubbles are worth a lot of points, and then when I get it down to one bird like this, I try to farm. Certain levels are better for farming than others. That landed very nicely, and so depending on how long it takes for the ball lightning, once there's 2 ball lightnings on the screen, I play pretty conservatively. I might get quiet for this part because it's possible to do these perfectly almost every time, but I'm very much out of practice, and you have to be very quick. Sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes, you get a really bad pattern that you end up just not being able to hit. Knowing, when to go around the sides versus when to turn around is sometimes a difficult decision, because turning around takes a certain amount of time, but crossing the edge of the screen sometimes takes more, and it's hard to tell when going one direction or the other will take more time. Now, if the birds fall into the water without you popping their parachute, you miss out on a bunch of points. So that's something that I try to manage as well. But, as I kind of have been demonstrating, getting them to land and refill their balloon is the best way to grind them for extra points. And they're worth more points. They're worth more points if you get them in the air when you finally knock them into the water. If you knock them out of the air, it's worth, I think, 500 points more. And then each time they refill the balloon up to a certain level, they'll be worth more points each time. But, at the beginning of each level, I have these paths worked out to just kind of get as many of the birds cleared away as quickly as possible, so that I can get it down to the last couple that I can manage, and it makes farming a lot easier when there's only a few of them. So, this one's a level 2, this one here is a level 1. That level 2 will be a level 3 when it respawns, I believe. There may only be 2 levels. This is now showing how long it's been. There may only be 2 levels, not 3, and it may have already been max level. So that one will land... Oh, I couldn't quite get through that gap. and so I missed out on one of the bubbles, which is unfortunate. Now, I'm going to wait for this one to kind of go someplace that I can deal with it. Once they're max level, there's less incentive to keep them around because they're worth as many points as they can be worth. And, you know, clearing each level is worth a lot just because it's 1/3 of the way to a bonus level, which are worth way more points because of the bonuses and the perfect bonus. And I am not doing this especially well, but that was a good... Oh, that's bad. Having to turn around that many times does not bode well. And I'm very high up on the screen. For this part, you want to stay as low on the screen as possible, but it worked out. And the super bonus goes up to each time you do a bonus level, up to a cap. Accidentally paused it. This is kind of the beginning of what I consider to be the most difficult part of the game. There's 3 levels in a row that, if I lose a life... Like, it's usually the first life that I lose, and I almost lose it on one of these... Almost always lose a life on one of these 3 levels. And so how well this first one goes ends up being really important to how well I do on the next 2, because this is the hardest level in the game. That bumper in the middle causes a lot of chaos, and so I usually just try to clear this level as quickly and simply as I can, but it's very difficult to deal with those birds jammed up against the bumper like that. I can get that one, and then that. I missed that bubble, unfortunately. And now there's 2 lightnings, and that one got me. So, as I expected, first life lost on this level. It's very difficult to manage all of the birds going around, and this bumper just causes so much chaos that... Alright, so that's that level taken care of. This level, relatively easy, though the 2 bumpers up there can knock you in directions where it's hard to avoid taking damage. If the birds pop my balloon, the lightning is a 1-hit kill, but if the birds pop my balloon, I'll just go down to 1, and then I'll have it restored when I get to one of these bonus levels, but I don't think that has happened yet. So I probably should have turned around there instead of going around the long way. And I'm very high up now. And I had a chance to lose some altitude there, and I didn't do as well as I would have liked to. But now I'm back down low, and it's over. Alright, doing pretty well. And then... I think 20,000 is where the super bonus caps out. This is another tricky level just because of all of the bumpers, but it's not too hard because there's not too many birds. You can take care of 2 of them right away. There's not a lot of places for them to land, so they don't end up, like, kind of farming themselves too much. And then, I'm not sure what that sound was. Oh my goodness, that was close. Okay, 1 more to deal with, and that's that level. So I may be able to loop the game today, which is nice, because I have not picked this up in quite a while. So I wasn't sure if I would be able to, but I think this is the last 3 levels that we're on. And then, well, you'll see what happens. So I'm just gonna kind of try and make progress rather than work on points for now. This level is exactly the same as one of the early levels. I'm not sure why, but... It has different, I think it has different, like, levels of birds on it. Or birdmen. That make it a little bit trickier, and of course it is a different color. Oops. Oh, there's me losing a... I want so badly to go after those bubbles. I think it was the right decision to not go after them. But you see here, that balloon that I lost has been restored because I made it to a bonus level without losing the other one. And now, after this bonus level, we'll see if I was correct about being on the last level. Oh, that's bad breaks. That's bad breaks. Oh, no. No, not going to get it perfect. Not even going to get close. That happens sometimes. I maybe could have done that better. But, you know, made a mistake and couldn't recover from it. Yeah, and then see here we're back on level 4. But I believe the birds move a little bit faster. I think everything moves a little bit faster. The lightning, the birds. My experience of it is that everything gets harder as you loop the game. I could be wrong about that. It may just be a fatigue thing. Because I've never really... I think I've only managed to loop the game twice, maybe once before. I think that was my personal high score. But it certainly feels like the birds are more aggressive. Hard to say. That could have gone very badly. Those clouds... Oh! Oh no. Oh no. This is not a good position, but I can get that. And that. So the clouds only shoot lightning in 4 directions, and knowing how far they shoot it can be useful, because, you know, the cloud starts blinking and then it shoots it out. And if you're not paying attention, sometimes it can just hit you as soon as it comes out. Now, I'm getting... Yeah, the lightning can become really problematic. So, I made it around once. I didn't actually even see what my final score was there, but it's the high score now, 258,000. So, definitely room to improve, but, you know, it feels really good to play this game again and kind of get back into a game that I really know well. You know, as opposed to a lot of the games that I do on this channel are ones that I'm just starting it out on. This game does have local multiplayer, as you can see in the demo. Multiplayer is really interesting because you each have your own score, but you're working more or less cooperatively. Like, the computer is always against everybody. And so it's like you have to cooperate in order to make progress. And everything is a bit easier when you have somebody helping you, but you also want to get your own score and get a higher score than your opponent. And you also get points for popping your opponent's balloons. So that's Balloon Fight. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.